Hello everybody, and welcome back to SheffPlays Zombie Critique, and today we are talking about Firebase Z, which, as I've mentioned, is my favorite round-based map in this game. So without further ado, let's get into it, the pros, cons, rating, review, and call it a video. So to start off with the pros, we have the setting. I think the setting to this map looks super cool. I really like it, how it feels like a mixture between something like Shino Numa and some bigger map with buildings. I can't think of one at the moment. Part of me wants to say a little bit Origins. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody else, if anyone else sees it, but to me that's kind of how this map feels, and I really like it. Next up is the lighting. This is one of the... I love when they do different times a day, rather than just day or night. And this one being like midday, it sets a really nice orange sunset, look and light over the whole map, and it really sets the mood in the whole vibe of this map together, and I really like the way it does that. Nextly, there's a challenge every 10-ish rounds. I think it's between 10 and 13 rounds you'll have it, where you'll have to go to a certain part of the map and fight off a horde of zombies that's coming at max velocity. And I think it's just a nice way to refresh and keep you on your toes. And although it's not super often, I do like it, and it does change things up a bit. Which pulls us to our next point, is the Olga. It shows up for the first time on round 30, I think? On the third or fourth time that you do that defense thing. And it is a monster. The biggest thing I'd seen in zombies to date, because of course I don't really do a ton of Easter eggs, or I hadn't been into them at the time. And this thing is massive. And if you don't have the right weapons, he is a tank. He will obliterate you, no problem. And he's just a full-fledged monster, and I think he is dope. Next up is a mini-boss they added for this map called the Mimic. And it's exactly what it sounds like. Sometimes he just spawns in like normal and runs at you at full speed. Other times, he pretends to be random pickup items that you can get, like grenades, shield pieces, pretty much anything, and then you go to pick those up and it turns into that, and he chases you. He's not too hard to take down, but he's pretty cool. Next is the teleporting. Although it's not a ton in this map, I do like the way that you get from the starting area to the bulk of the map itself. And you can really go back and forth at any given point, but I think it's a nice touch, because they've always had the teleporters in zombies, but they've never really been such a huge aspect, besides really Origins. So I think it was a super nice touch for this one. The defense minigame for Pack, in order to unlock it. And what that is really, is in order to pack a punch, you have to defend these generator things. It's kind of the same as Origins. Now that I'm thinking about it, there's a lot of similarities between the two maps. But it is just a little fun minigame that you have to do, where there's 2 or 3 of them around the map, and you just have to go to them and fight off zombies until they're fully charged. And then once you got a couple, Ravenov will tell you to come back, and he's got the pack punch open. It's really easy. It's just a nice change of pace between go turn the power on or go find the part, and I enjoy doing it. Now for the cons. We have the Soldat, which is a returning one from Garrod Crovey, I believe. And I don't care for him. He can really mess up a train. If you have one in the back and one even in the middle, and you're ahead of the train, he'll try to shoot this fireball at you, and it knocks down all the zombies and throws the train all out of whack. And I don't really care for it. I think the Mimic would have been enough if they would have just left that as the mini boss in the map. But it's again a nitpicky thing. I always have at least one, and I always say that I have at least one. But yeah. And then next up is the same complaint that I had for D Machine, and that I will continue to have for every map because it needs to be brought up, is the ending. I do think there's a cutscene, besides the helicopter if you do the Easter egg, but I don't think it's really a major one, and I know for a fact it wasn't there on launch. And I don't know. I feel like compared to what Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 pulled off for cutscenes, this map just fumbled, or this game just fumbled, like as a whole with those, and it's unfortunate to see, but you know you can't really push the whole map back because of that. You have to thank the exfil a little bit because it doesn't leave the only alternative being death, and you can get rewards for it. So with all that in mind, I think this map gets a 9 out of 10. I absolutely love this one, and I can't recommend this one enough if you're thinking round-based on Cold War, like standard round-based, not like Onslaught or Outbreak. I personally love it. I know a lot of people's favorite is Forsaken, which is the final map, but this one is definitely, for me, like the top out of all of them. So yeah, you know, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you're having a good day. If you're watching early on, have a good rest of your day. See you in the next one, and until then, keep surviving. And next up we have Mauter Toten, then Forsaken, and then I think we're going to do Onslaught before Outbreak, because I think Outbreak is going to take a lot longer to get footage for. So yeah, see ya.
Extract team, extract. Leaving the AO.
This was a big one, team. Just get back here in one piece.